Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, where today we're going to take a look at Kurosa the Covetous. I was lucky enough, or was I, to pull her last weekend, this weekend just gone. And yeah, I happen to have a 6-star soul for her, so I've built her out really well. I've already tested her a bit, and we're going to talk about... First of all, I'm going to talk about my first impressions of this champion. Then I haven't done live arena yet. I'm saving that for the video. So we're going to jump in and we will test her live in some live arena as well. Maybe do 5 battles, pick her every single one. And she's fairly unlikely to be banned and stuff, I would think. And we'll see where we go. But yeah, I was pretty excited, certainly intrigued when I got this champion. I thought this champion has a lot of interesting potential. Well, I can tell you right now, after testing her over the last couple of days, my first impressions are that she's absolutely terrible. For a mythical. Okay, so bear that in mind. For a mythical, at the end of the day, she can still be locked out, but metamorph over and then do an AoE nuke. That's useful. Steal all buffs and do an AoE nuke. And it can't be resisted, the steal, pretty much. That is still really good compared to most damage dealers in the game. So when I say she's terrible, I mean for a mythical, she's bad. But I think she's obviously better than any rare, any epic. And she's better than probably 90% of the legendary damage dealers as well. Non-void. But compared to void legendaries, the good ones, and compared to the good mythicals, she is, unfortunately, my initial thoughts are that she's really underwhelming. Now, I'll revise that at the end of the video after live arena if something happens to change my mind. But I just think there are a lot of fundamental problems with this champion's kit, I'm sorry to say. Let's break it down. Let's take a look. Let's see what she's got going on, how you should build her and make use of her. And I will say as well, I think she struggles. I think she's worse. Like I said, better than 90% of legendary damage dealers means that if you are an endgame player, she's really bad. But if you are not endgame, or if you're not a big spender, she might actually be extremely helpful to you. And there was a couple of ways that she's actually very helpful that really surprised me. Really surprised me, actually, in terms of how she worked. Not at all how I expected that she would work. So we will break all of that down and we'll talk about it. But yeah, if you are an earlier player and you've pulled her, don't be discouraged. Again, a terrible mythical is still better than many champions, and I'll talk about how you could build her and what she could do for you. And certainly, when I talk about her problems, a lot of her problems won't affect earlier players. Like, for example, she gets absolutely destroyed by Nice, by Marius, and by Predator, who are like 3 of the top damage dealers at the moment. She's absolutely crap against all of them. She just gets destroyed. It's absolutely brutal. It's brutal. And that's a problem. But, you know, a lot of you won't even be fighting those characters. Or you'd be screwed if you were, because the players are so far ahead of you. So, yeah, bear that in mind. Anyway, let's look at this. Let's dive in. So, her base... I guess the first thing to understand her base form, you have to understand that she does automatically change into her alternate form. I'll cover that in a second. But her alternate form is... Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. Is basically a damage dealer. You can actually show it right here. She instantly transforms into her alternate form when her last living ally is dead, and then she gets a turn straight away, effectively. Her alternate form is a damage dealer, right? Big damage stats, not particularly tanky at all. She's doing more damage for dead allies, critical hits fill her turn meter, she can self-buff with damage, and she's got a big AoE nuke that steals all buffs. Places weaken as well, can't be resisted if their attack is low. Bada bing, bada boom, massive AoE nuke. So that's unfortunately has a pretty bad effect, I would say, on her base form, which on paper is actually almost really good. It just doesn't make sense though. So let's take a look. Her A3. 5, that goes to a 4-turn cooldown when booked, and I've booked her alternate form, which has a couple of problems as well. I'll talk about that too. Haven't booked her base form yet, but her base form surprised me. And I'll show you some footage. It surprised me. But Taunt and Fortify on herself for 2 turns. Cool. Fortify reduces enemy ignore defense effect, so it makes her a lot tankier. Taunt forces enemies to target her with abilities. Unkillable on all allies except herself for 2 turns. That's nice. She has a full debuff removal on a 3-turn when booked with increased attack and a shield. And the shield is proportional to her attack. Cool. Then her A1 is an AoE attack. And then it heals all allies proportional to her attack. And then finally, she takes less damage for each ally who is alive, 15%. Passively, that's always on. Let's jump in. Let me show you some... Okay, this is perfect. Yeah, we'll just jump in here. I think this is hopefully the right spot. I tested her out yesterday. I meant to do this video yesterday, but I'm sick at the moment, unfortunately. So yeah, I was just absolutely knackered, and I couldn't manage to do it. But I did record on my phone from the bed. I did record the Faction Wars run, and I tested her out on stage 20 and stage 21 of Faction Wars Hard, and she was very impressive. So number one, her A1, that AoE attack that also heals, is actually surprisingly good. It does some decent damage, not amazing, but quite decent, and the heal is actually quite nice, you'll see. And I think especially if you proc some counterattacks on her or whatnot, it can actually be phenomenally good. We'll see. Hopefully we get lucky enough to see it in a second. But for me, she was healing for about 20,000 with the attack that I'd built on her. She's been a block active skill, so she'll definitely do the A1 now. But it certainly adds up to a relatively good amount of healing should she ever take a turn. Here we go. Bang. It's a bit of damage, and yeah, it ends up being quite a nice little chunk of healing that certainly helps. And it does make a bit of a difference. Her A1's pretty good. I think if you imagine that she didn't have this alternate damage form that you're building for, and then imagine she didn't scale off attack, imagine she scaled off of health instead, then she'd be really nice. Imagine you built her like a Star Sage Galathir or a Theodosia. You built her loads of health, lots of resistance, potentially like 9-piece protection or something, and go. Number one, huge damage reduction on her passive, and if you've built her tanky, she can take the hits. Putting up, again, the Fortify buff. Imagine she's got high resistance. It's tough to take that off. If she's got protection sets, you could be putting out Protected Unkillable. Again, higher resistance, high HP. Really survivable. Someone who can remove debuffs, put up a big shield that scales off HP, and A1 that's healing based off her HP. If that was how she worked, she'd actually be quite good. It's actually quite a nice kit. It's similar, honestly. Her base kit is similar to Theodosia or Star Sage Galathir. The big difference, of course, is they have Revive, whereas she doesn't. But it would be pretty decent. Now, the problem, you can see, we lost somebody. So that is a problem. That's where a Theodosia or whatever would be far better. I also think she's quite similar to a Duchess in this sort of team. Now, you don't have the perfect Veil, but her taunt buff functions somewhat similarly to the perfect Veil. Her shield buff is actually quite decent. That's functioning quite similarly to the Duchess AoE damage reduction. And she actually brings you some decent healing on her A1. Apart from Duchess having the Revive and block debuffs, of course, they're quite similar. Again, but then we also have the problem that Duchess is obviously built as a support, right? She's built to be tanky, and that carries her. Whereas you could do that with her, but you would need to build her with attack because her A1 and her shield weirdly scale off of attack because of that alternate form. But there you are. See, that's sort of what's going on there. Now, once that, you can see this is going to be a victory. We'll jump back over here. One thing that sounds way better than it is, this passive effect. Funny enough, the passive, less damage for each alive ally. There's no cap, yeah? So in Faction Wars, you've got 4 allies. You get 60% damage reduction, and that's actually really good, especially if she keeps that taunt buff on. I'm sure I've got footage somewhere of her, because I did a couple of runs here. Yeah, like maybe over here. Yeah, actually, this is probably a great little example this time. I took a few different attempts, a few different builds, but yeah, when she gets up her Fortify and her taunt, if that doesn't get removed, she actually does end up being really tanky. Like, look at this. She's absorbing. This is stage 21. It's a really horrible wave, but they've got loads of magic damage dealers. They're taking lots of turns, but like she's tanking it up with the weak hits and all that damage reduction. She's tanking it up kind of like a champ. Unfortunately, then her teammates die, so she doesn't have a revive, so game over. But my point is, it's quite strong, her defensive buffs in PvE, where you've got the bigger team. But this is the problem I ran into in PvP. This passive sounds bonkers. Like, think about Galathir. Galathir is 25% damage reduction for building resistance. She, in PvP, if you got 3 allies, has 45% damage reduction. Really good, right? It's actually not that good at all, because the issue is stats and gear. That Galathir is built with defensive stats and defensive gear. And certainly when we start seeing him in 9-piece Mercurial, oh my god. But let me simplify this. Let's say you are hit. Let's bring up a notepad here. Say that you are hit for 100,000 damage, yeah? 45,000 will be reduced, and she will take 55,000. That's basically what she is. So if I've got her 59,000 HP. Let's round it down because she does have a wand, which I'm probably going to take off her. So she actually will be 55,000. It's effectively like being a 100,000 HP champion. It's not really that tanky. So for example, my Empress with no soul has 100,000 HP in his base form. Like once his stone skin's gone, is Empress in his base form particularly tanky? No, not really. You know, not really. Heck, even my Predator, who's a crazy champ, he has 140,000, right? So he's way tankier than her, even with her maximum damage reduction. And even him, he's basically super reliant on this evade passive. Without this evade, Predator without evade, he actually just, you know, he can maybe take a hit or two, but he dies pretty quickly. Arena these days, with champions like Gallas, with Neve, with Predator, with Nice, top-end arena, the champions are kept alive not only by ludicrously high base stats in the case of Predator and Nice, and well, all of them actually, but they're also kept alive by bonkers passives and abilities and whatnot. The reality is this passive is really, yes, it is very strong in the best case scenario where everyone is alive, but it actually, because she's not built tanky, it doesn't actually make her tanky. She's effectively like 100%, 100k HP, which again, for me on my account, is okay, but it's really nothing special. So that's the thing. She can die, even with this, she can die extremely easily. She's just not that tanky. Now, over here, the Fortify buff, that is different. That does make her pretty tanky, but you know, she'll still die. She'll still die as a problem. She's not crazy survivable. And I feel like she ends up in a really weird spot where like she wants to be the last person alive. And this is also why I said she's absolutely hard wrecked by Marius or Predator. She also has the problem that, okay, so a lot of her defensiveness, yeah, she needs people to be alive, but she also needs this Fortify buff to stay on. You can't build any resistance on this champion, right? She needs HP. Well, if you could get HP, but she's going to need some speed at least. You're going to need crit rate, crit damage, and attack are her most important. You don't have any leeway to build resistance. So her buffs can just be removed. Her Unkillable buff as well. She can't protect it. It can be just removed as well. But yeah, if that Fortified buff gets removed, she's super squishy. Is a really big problem. Lightning Cage helps, but if this comes... And she'd even die without this. But yeah, I've genuinely found in Arena, you put up these buffs, and she just dies. Especially once allies start dying, she ends up super squishy. She's basically as squishy as Carnage, right? In fact, my Carnage has 64,000 HP. If her allies, once her allies start dying, she's no tankier than a Carnage, who's a very squishy champion. Like, she just does not end up being tanky in PvP at all, is my experience. Once her stone skin is gone, she dies very, very quickly. And it's just very hard to actually automatically trigger this, because once people start dying, she just dies. So like a Predator double hit, he kills her whole team with the first hit, then he kills her. Marius triple hit, removes her Fortify buff, kills her team, destroys her passive, kills her at the final hit, no problem whatsoever. Or hell, against Marius, even worse, she metamorphs automatically, and then she's a squishy nuker. She's a squishy attack nuker. And what happens? She metamorphs, and he just one taps her with his A1 counter attack. She just kills her. She's just dead in one shot. That's a really, it's a big problem. So yeah, I feel like the base kit's not awful, but it just doesn't really make sense because of her alternate form. Though it could be decent. Like this has the basis of a good kit, but it just sort of meh. Now her alternate form, we'll get into some more gameplay then in a second. I just have a lot. I'm just pissed off by this champion. Speaking of pissed off, this A3 is absolutely fucking garbage. Oh my god. So she go you say you swap to her, either you manually swap to her alternate form, or you automatically swap. Here you are in your alternate form. Now, she can buff herself with Shatter, increase crit rate, True Fear all enemies that cannot be resisted if their attack is lower than hers, and gives an extra turn. We've got two big problems with this. So, number one, Shatter, that's not a problem. Shatter's actually really good. So great. She's got a good buff. Actually, we have three big problems with this. But number one, Shatter is really good. Problem number two, unlike Nice in his alternate form, who is a HP damage dealer, or unlike Empress in his alternate form, who is a HP damage dealer, she is an attack-based damage dealer. Now, swapping to her alternate form, getting an extra turn, then using this move to get an extra turn. Guess what happens to your lovely increase attack buff, which is going to give you 60% more damage? You outrun the increase attack buff. This is something I found. She's very strong if she's fighting enemies who have increase attack, because she can steal it. But if they don't have increase attack, her damage is way lower than it should, because she won't have increased attack, whereas the HP damage dealers don't have that option, and because they're just, you know, nice, it's just OP, right? He's just overpowered. He's just scaled up to do crazy damage, even though he's HP, whereas she's going to be missing something. So that's problem number one. Shatter, as I said, Shatter's really good. That's 50% more ignore defense. That's great. Increased crit rate. This is a garbage buff. I think I might do a whole video on this. I think increased crit rate is just a failed buff. I think it's terrible. If she just had baseline crit, like an Errol, right? If she was like Errol, and there's a few champions like this. I think that, didn't they even, am I wrong? Did they not rework Calamitous to fix this? Where he now has extra chance to crit on each hit? Yeah, they did that. All of his, if she just had an extra 30% chance to crit on everything, or 20% or whatever, she'd be so much better. I think the increased crit rate buff is just garbage. It's just a buff that you have to put. It's just rubbish. It's just wasting lightning cage stacks. It just makes her A1 in her base form worse for no appreciable reason. It means that if you build her with 70% crit rate like I have, you're forced essentially to use this A3 again to outrun her other buffs. It's just really shit. It's just shit. Why is this part of her power? This buff, if this is increased attack, should be way better, unfortunately. And just give her some baseline crit rate or something. I don't know. True fear on all enemies. Now, oh my god. So, the problem with this is Wand of Submission. In fact, why am I going to him? She actually has one. But Wand of Submission, you have up to a 50% chance to reflect this stuff back. I think I worked out that if they have 4 enemies with a 40%, so a level 4 wand, 4 enemies with level 4 wand, there is almost a 90% chance that she gets true feared instead of at least one of them. 90. So she's like, it's the huge amount of the time you use this move to buff up and she gets true feared, and then you've a 50-50 that instead of your damage dealer doing their frickin' job, they just miss their turn and you lose the fight. That's what this champion feels like, 50-50, because of this frickin' true fear, that you just lose the entire battle. It's infuriating. It genuinely is infuriating. It's so bad. Yeah, I genuinely think that Plarium have no clue what to do with Wand of Submission. I feel a way about this that I think a lot of people did with Polymorph back in the day, right? Like I remember seeing all the content creators and stuff like Drock and everything raging about how awful Polymorph was. Now, it didn't affect me too much at the time because, you know, I wasn't at the super top level play that they're at, so I wasn't fighting against people absolutely covered in 6-star polymorph blessings. It was around, but it wasn't that common, so it wasn't so bad. But with Wand of Submission, bloody hell, everyone's got these bloody wands, and she's just constantly getting true feared. Oh, it's terrible. I say it specifically because I could tell, like, they reworked Fjorad, tested him out. Guess what? He's really super reliant on freezes being out there, and he's fucking terrible because he just gets frozen or you can't rely on the freeze. Same thing with Sir Nicholas, another great example. Absolutely busted champion on paper. He should be brilliant. What's the problem? He's got counterattack here, and he's got a 100% freeze that can't be blocked or resisted here. This should be fucking amazing. What happens? He just gets Wand of Submission back on him, and he spends half the fight frozen. Infuriating. It's the same problem with Kurosa. She just gets true feared and it messes her up. And her A2 steals all buffs. That's not really good, though. Obviously, you know, lightning cage protection sets can mess it up, but it can't be resisted, which is nice. And her A1's pretty cool as well. Triple hit. If it kills an enemy, it does big splash damage, which is pretty cool too. Her passive is what makes her both really strong and really bad as well. So she does more damage for each dead ally. Now, this is the Shredder problem. The Shredder problem, which is her baseline damage just isn't very good, and she's relying on people being dead to do the most damage. Now, Shredder has the exact same problem as her, which is unlike Predator or unlike Nice. Nice is a perfect example of this, but it works because Nice is stupidly overpowered, and he's got ridiculous defensive stats, ridiculous speed, and he gives himself a protected block damage debuff with counterattack for 2 turns, and he heals on his counterattacks as well. Nice is stupidly OP. What happens with Shredder? What happens even worse with Kurosa? They just die, right? Unlike Nice, who stays alive and kills you. She just dies if everyone is dead. But yeah, her damage is just not that good. You need people to be dead to actually do good damage. Now, if they are dead, let's say I do an AoE crit. I crit 4 enemies. I could get an extra turn pretty much straight away. Let's say if I land the 3 hits of this and I crit on all 3, I'm getting 10%, 30% turn meter for 3 crits. Per dead ally, I could get 90% turn meter. So when this passive works, it really works. When lots of people are dead, she goes crazy. She can go get loads of turns and be pumping out lots of damage. That's great. But the problem is that she just fears herself half the time, misses her turns, and a stiff breeze basically kills her. But you could get lucky and steal something good. So sometimes she'll go absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's sort of that. Let's jump in. Let's see some game. I've ranted enough. Let's see some gameplay, and we'll jump into some live reading. We'll do a few attacks here first. This is the sort of team that I've put together. Oh, I think actually Eilil is not great here, actually. But yeah, like she's like, what do you do? Genuinely, it's tough to build a team. How do you build a team for her? So if you bring her in as the only damage dealer, what's the point? She can't do damage unless people are dead. So like, what are you gonna do then? Like genuinely, like what are you gonna do? This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. This might just hopefully kill him. Oh no, this is okay. This could actually be good. This could actually be good. Oh, what happened? Why did he not do his A3? That's really weird. Wait, why did he not do his A3? I'm very confused. There it is. She's just well, there's a perfect example, actually. Yeah, not tanky enough. Perfect example. Maybe he'll kill some people. No, okay, well, we won. But yeah, as you can see, sure, she had her defensive buffs up. Everyone else was alive when that hit came in. She still just dies to a Leonardo right there. That's a problem. But genuinely, she needs her team to be dead. So I think what you could do, and it could be a meme classic arena team, maybe put her in with like 3 uncommons, just let them die, and then she could auto swap over and nuke people. I've actually found that to work pretty well. That's actually when she's been at her best in PvP, to be honest. Let's see, do we even have a hegemon or something fast? But that works pretty well, which is so silly. But she needs people to be dead, so, and you can't really guarantee that unless you put in rubbish allies. Like, and that's only a meme. That's only going to help you against pretty weak players. It's just not that helpful. Yeah, all right. Here she's put up some buffs. Cool. Yeah. I mean, let's just see how this goes. This is not a particularly scary enemy team. I mean, she's tanking up him. Fine. That's cool. Again, she's going to buff up and do good stuff. I think she's going to combine pretty well with Eilil here. Like, she's going to enable him pretty well. We'll see her swap form now. I think I've got the AI set up to do that. So she should nuke pretty hard. So she'll swap over. She's actually got block buffs from him. And she's done a decent smack, right? She's hit these people without people dead. This is a fairly weak team relative to where I am. But she's hit them pretty hard. That did pretty well. Okay, let's try this team. We'll just do a few teams. And then we'll do some live arena. But you kind of need to run her with another damage dealer that she's going to be protecting in her base form. But then they want to be kind of squishy. So if they die, she's okay. This should be good. She should be very good against Siegfried, actually. She should be very nice against Siegfried. Okay, he's got a metamorph. Okay, this actually should be perfect. This should be a really nice little spot for her. Right now, the rest of them are protected. But she should actually be able to, hey, Kurosa. Now, we'd have to manual it. Setting up the AI is not going to work. But here, we could come in and steal their block damage. Now, you can see there, she only hit for like 50,000. So against a stronger team, that's just not a lot of damage. 50k damage. And this isn't even a crazy team either. But like 50,000 is not a lot. Let's try a really tough team here. They don't have much team power, so they might not have good gear. But they're a strong team. Marius is going to absolutely wreck us with his A1s here, unfortunately. What can we do? We locked him out, though. Go, Relic, go. Okay, we got lucky. Okay, we got really lucky. Her thing didn't get removed. Oh, here we go. She's got a metamorph. They're gonna get smacked. No one's died. She's buffed up. And the fucking true fear, bro. The fucking wand of submission. You gotta be kidding me. You have to be like... And she's dead. That's... Yep. That's the Kurosa experience right there. That is the Kurosa experience. Let's try against it. We'll try a couple more teams. We'll jump into some live arena. I honestly, I found her extremely frustrating to play with. That being said, I did find her I don't have a Duchess for Faction Wars, so she's actually very useful for me there. Like for Demon Spawn Faction Wars, there's not very many good increased attack champions I found for the faction. She fits in well and she's good at keeping them alive. So she's actually, for me, opening up farming stage 21 of Demon Spawn Faction Wars. But I basically ignore her alternate form. I tried swapping to her alternate form in Faction Wars, and it's dog shit. And then it just makes the team die because she's not there to protect them, which is how I built it. So I was like, that's totally useless. Let's see if any other... That's a nice meme team. I mean, I don't know. Let's see against the Nice. Now we've got some backup here, obviously, to help with the Nice, but yeah, but like her base form, pretty useful if you don't have Duchess, which is not really a great selling point. I realize a lot of you watching probably do have Duchess, but if you're like me, you don't have her. She is very helpful and combos very well with Carnage and Lamassu for Faction Wars. So I did genuinely find her great for that. So that does count to me for something. Farm stage 21 a bit easier is kind of nice. It's kind of cool, so we will see. So here we go. She should give us a nice, a good shield here. And we'll see if they can take down the Nice or not. This team I've built is not very good against Nice, unfortunately. He's going to flip over. He's going to nuke us. Here, she's metamorphed by herself. Now, Nice, actually, none of it got wanded back. She's hit pretty hard. That worked actually pretty well. Okay. Is Nice, having cast Nice? Yeah, all right. Maybe not the most indicative. Let's do some live arena. Let's just go. Let's give this a shot. And we'll pick her. And if we lose, hey, we just help it. It's the last day or so of the live arena season. We'll just help people pick up their points to get... Yeah, we can potentially help this guy pick up points for this. We're not going to first pick her, mind you. But we'll see how it goes. Actually, I should have first picked Marius. He's probably going to pick Marius, and she's really not good. Yeah, she's really not great against him. Let's go in with Predator and her. Okay, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. So she can give us... Got the chicken. Chicken can ignore block damage, but not unkillable. So easy win, right? I think we might put this in and we're going to have to ban. Yeah, I think we'll go like this. Now, he might have like a Nell or something. I don't know. We'll see. I am intrigued, I will say. Ooh, Volcanos. That's nasty. If we just ban a Carnage, we could resist him. We might get a little plucked by this. Plucked by it. I think we just ban the Carnage. And we see how it goes, right? We'll take speed. Predator, do your work, I hope. But yeah, like, again, in this arena, like, you know, we could put up her, like, her Unkillable buff and stuff is good. Again, remember, she's got a good kit in her base form. But, like, Marius can just remove the buffs. Chicken, Theodosi, he literally has 3 champions, can just strip her buffs right off. And they won't do anything, which is quite rough. Well, we're certainly outspeeding him. Let's see if we can remove some stone skins. We did. That's good. Yeah, screw it. Let's put up Unkillable. Oh, she's going to get a turn. That's a little less than ideal. I really want Predator to go before the Marius, otherwise we're in trouble. Well, we can get a little heal. Yes, excellent. Okay, I'm just going to nuke the Marius. I've actually nuked everyone reasonably well. I'm going to give us a bit of a boost here. He's going to nuke me. This is the Unkillable buff actually going to be pretty helpful here. Actually quite helpful. Because he could remove it, but he might still kill us through it. Let's find out. She's just fucking... Bro. She's just dead. Why? Sleeper so she can't revive? Predator, please. Okay. Block revive on him. Now it comes down to... She's got revive for Marius. Oh, she revives it Unkillable. I forgot that she did that. Oh, that's really bad, actually. That's really bad. I forgot she revived it Unkillable. I should have saved the A... Oh, he killed me with that anyway. We didn't. We had the only 40% chance to evade. Okay, but yeah, this is my problem, dude. Like, you know, you look at her kit and you're like, oh shit, like that Fortify, bro. Oh, that 45% damage reduction. This champion is great. And then you try it out and you're like, she just dies, man. It's a decent kit, but again, to reiterate, it's that the off build that is totally breaking it. What do we want here? Let's go in with Lazarius and her. We'll put her up further in the team order. And obviously by picking her, it does mean that we're losing out on the opportunity to pick our better damage dealers, such as Predator or Nice, that happen to have Carnage, I think is significantly better. Okay, he's going pretty speedy. He's a speedy duty. All right, that's fine with me, actually. Let's go with a Hegemon. And we could actually throw in a Carnage would be pretty decent. Yeah, she'd actually be a pretty good support here, bringing increased attack. The Unkillable will definitely protect from Embrus. Yeah, so this could totally work. And I like that we've got Speed Auras here. He's going with a Thor. Okay. He maybe just ban this, and he can't lock us out, which means that Marius can nuke him, and she can put up her stuff, which seems pretty good. Okay, this seems decent. He's going to speed boost. I'm going to speed boost. I guess we'll come down a bit to who's faster, but Kurosa could be useful, right? If he kills everybody else, he can ignore Unkillable. I wonder if he picked that on purpose. I guess he did, which is interesting. Push them back a little bit. Let's see if that helps. I think he's probably going to be faster, which is a little annoying. He could try and remove our Stone Skin. She has Lightning Cage. So does he. Yeah, okay. Fortunately, he's removed them, which is not great. Oh, but we're fine, unless we get wanded. Oh, we got killed by that. Oh, of course we got killed by that. Whoops. Does he have... No, all right, okay. Let's... We could put up Unkillable right now. Or we could... Let's actually just flip forms and nuke. Let's see if she can nuke. I'm too scared to use her... we have to use her A3. Fuck it, she's true feared. And she got counterattacked? Are you taking the piss, bro? So I don't have 100% crit rate on her, which is why I did what I did. And it was clearly a huge mistake. To be bluntly honest. It was clearly a huge mistake. Like, it's so frustrating. So frustrating, man. Like, what is this champion? What is this champion, bro? If Carnage takes a turn, we're in a good spot. We blocked his passive, but I think he just one-taps us, probably. Yeah, we're all dead. Thanks, Kurosa. Like, this has been my experience, is trying to pick Kurosa and just losing loads of fights because she's not actually doing anything. She is crippled. And like, it's, you know, it's not entirely her fault. Some of it is her fault. I do think she was designed as a boss, first and foremost. She makes so much more sense as a boss, right? Because then her inherent squishiness in her base form doesn't matter because she's got such ridiculous stats as a boss. Doesn't matter, right? She's fine. Yeah, like the increased crit rate boost on a boss is crazy because bosses don't have much crit. Oh, that's pretty horrible. Okay. Maybe we go like this, and maybe we bring in some crowd control here. I think that might be... Yeah, let's go like this. Oh, you know what? I should have brought in Ilo. I've been meaning to use Ilo more. I've rebuilt him a little bit. I think he'd be a good anti-stone skin thing. I think he does go well with this sort of team as well. But yeah, dude, like, I actually think you have to just build her with 100% crit rate. I think the crit rate buff might be a huge bait. I think you build her with 100% crit rate and you just go straight into her A2. Because I think you just die pretty much. This is a bit rough, but the Unkillable could protect. The Fabian's a little awkward though. This should be an interesting fight. Should be an interesting one. I think we're 50-50 with him. I think we won with her. Sorry, with Kurosa. I think we won one, lost one. Am I right? I think so. Or did we win one, lose two? I don't know. We'll check it at the end. But right, let's see what we've got. Hopefully we're faster. Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. Can kill him. Beautiful. Which stops his guy from wrecking us. This A1 might hurt though. Yep. Ouch. Might stun him. No, stun the other guy. That's a little unfortunate. It's gonna activate his turn, but it's not so bad. Ooh, we killed him, which is good. Well, we're losing everyone. Everyone is dying. Ouch. He got some cooldown reduction. Let's see if we can... Yes. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Big A1. 6,000 damage. Couldn't have done it without her. All right, cool. Well, we won that one. No, we've won 1 out of 3. All right, we got 2 more fights. We're 1 win, 2 losses. Oh, I thought for some reason I thought we'd won 1. I guess not. Yeah, I think her A3 is such a fucking bait because of Wand that you have to just build her 100% crit rate. The increased crit rate buff is just trying to bait you in to screw you over. And it also makes her, if she doesn't take the extra turn, it also makes her work better with... let's try a similar strategy here. Makes her work better. She might actually have increased attack then for her A2 when she switches form, which is good. Okay, he's gone pretty fast. Let's go with this. And maybe just Sifi. Protect a bit from... Go like this. Again, I'm trying not to pick, you know, Nell or Empress or Gallias or... certainly not trying to pick Nice or Predator too much. Is my sort of goal here. Interesting. I think we just get rid of him. He's also a threat. I think we just get rid of Fabian. It's probably the bigger threat. Oh, okay. Wonder if he has Stone Skin. If he does, I should... we could have... he didn't ban the Hegemon. Shucks. We could have left... Fabian up. There was a decent chance we'd just kill him. Well, we should at least kill his Arbiter, which would be nice. No, didn't kill her. And she resisted. Well, that's heartbreaking. But she's slow. But you know what? There's no harm. We're going to destroy her Stone Skin. That's the harm. Oh, she's got no Stone Skin buff. That's the harm. Right. Well, we've locked them out a bit. Well, if he kills the other people, we're fine. I think sleeping him is the safer option. And it actually worked. That's good. Does this guy hit through Unkillable? I don't remember. Let's give her Fortify anyway. And put Unkillable on the other 2. Again, it's not a bad move, so long as they don't have a way to remove buffs. And there's not as many champs that can hit through Unkillable. I think he can if they're burned. But she doesn't have Unkillable anyway. Cool, the Unkillable helped revive this fella. I think he's the bigger threat, to be honest. Unkillable, useful. We could boost us up. I'm actually going to do that. Give us a shield, protect us. Sleep him again. Oh, that's a bit obnoxious, isn't it? Right, let's actually kill him off. Ooh, didn't kill him. Oops. Thought it would. This will kill him. 1 hit each. Okay. Maybe I should have just swapped her form and nuked him. But Pain Link on her. Alright. This is actually, again, she's going to be quite decent here. She will steal his buffs, right? Stole his buffs, killed him. That was actually quite good. Kurosa was actually quite useful there, to be fair to her. I think she's better in live arena. She's better in live arena than she is in classic or tag or siege. She'd be useful on some siege attacks. Basically, like if they have good buffs for her to steal and they can't remove her buffs, like she's kind of nifty. Yeah, let's just go in with her. We'll leave out the 6-star Predator. Carnage will be a good one to slap with her, mind you. I do think she's quite good with Carnage. They're the same faction too. But yeah, having the manual control is quite important. Oh, they took Carnage. Okay. Having manual control is quite important. Let's use Eilil. Yeah. Let's go in with Eilil. That's a fun one. Fedoras, lots of attack nukers. Give it a go. Eilil smack through Stone Skin, pretty nice. May like just kill his Carnage early. Ooh, nasty. Nasty, nasty. Put in a Siphi. Might just take out his Marius. Yeah. His Arbiter might be fast, is the only thing. Could actually take out his Arbiter. Take out her, he boost up. Okay, let's actually take her out. Oh, he banned the Siphi. Oh, that's probably smart. I didn't expect him to ban the Siphi. Sorry, that was stupid of me. That's interesting. That's a fun draft though, right? That's what I enjoy about these drafts. It's obviously hard when you're trying to commentate as well. Can't think through it quite properly. Yeah, she's quick. But son of a bitch. We just got fucked by temporal chains. Ugh. Okay, well, no, I think she just dies. They're dead, dead. Extra turn and she just dies. Yeah. Okay, fair play by that guy. Temporal chains fucked us, bro. Who had temporal chains there? Hate that, man. Hate that. Do a couple more fights with her. So 2 for 5 for Kurosa. It's hard to know what stuff is her fault. That being said, there's clearly been a couple of fights. We've won a couple because of her. We've lost a couple because of her. I think it's fair enough to say. Should have banned that guy's Arbiter. It's the problem with blessings, right? It's because my Lazarius is a 5-star. He just is not. You can get outsped quite easily by a 6-star legendary because I've got the plus 15 from the blessing and the plus 10 from area bonuses. Can outspeed him, which is a little unfortunate. Let's go in maybe like this, or do we want to bring in some crowd control? No, I guess we'll go in with this. He is sort of control. I kind of want Eilil to redeem himself, but Carnage is probably better. Let's go with Carnage. Stops him picking it as well. And we do need this. We need the speed aura. Carnage pretty common to combine with these. So, we'll see what he's got. Sir Nicholas potentially. Ooh. He has bombs. I think we actually do need to get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, because he's got to do that. Cool. She is the same faction as Commodus. That's a plus for her. And Volcanos. She can go with the Volcanos. I don't have a Volcanos. I do have one tweak to her build that I will probably do, by the way. Alright, we'll just kill these. They look quite squishy. Yeah, kill both of them. Grand. He has Lightning Cage. So, yeah. Can't remove his buff. I mean, we're kind of... Fucking Lightning Cage. So, like, I don't know what star blessing he has. Like, 5-star. So you got a 50-50 to remove Stone Skin. But then, if you do get that 50%, you only have a 1 in 4. Because his Lightning Cage will protect it 75% of the time. So, what is even the mats on that? I don't even know what the mats on that is exactly. He can revive here. Not going to revive. Interesting. Now, Kurosa putting up the Unkillable, actually quite good against Empress. Unkillable he's got no way to remove that buff. Game is frozen though. Uh-oh. This again, she's actually should be quite good here, which is why it's also why I built her fast, by the way. And kill her off beautiful. She's very squishy as well. So we clearly outpower this player, you know, we clearly have better gear than him. Yeah. Empress compared to Kurosa, by the way, so he's got cool utility in his base form. I think his remove stone skin stuff is a bit exaggerated, though. The issue I have with it, look at that. Like, it's a nice little heal there. She didn't have increased attack either. It's still a nice little heal. With increased attack, she does end up doing a decent little heal. It's like not bad, right? The A1. I've given her masteries to try help her counterattack a bit more as well. Because I think when that A1 counterattack is actually quite good. And her counterattack in her alternate form would be quite good as well. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, like Empress can swap forms and nuke you. He doesn't need half his team to be dead, which is surely an advantage. Actually, let's put her first because she has a wand of submission. And I guess her being higher up the team, I'm not sure exactly how her passive interacts with the team order. But like multi-hits just rip her apart. Like she just dies regardless. Okay, nice. And Marius, pretty nasty. Let's go in with... I kind of want to throw in the Predator here, to be honest. Predator's kind of good. To try kill off is nice. I'm trying to think, do we have like a Gallius? I could use a Gallius for what help that is. We could go with these two. It's also not bad. Spam some Unkillable, but I'm trying to think for like a damage dealer that she's going to empower a lot. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll go like this. We'll throw in the Predator here. I mean, to be fair, they're using a nice and the 6-star Marius, so I think we can go a little bit ruthlessly. Ilil could be okay. Oh no, never mind. Ilil's not good against Donald Tello. Could go with him. Could just go with some support. Getting her Unkillable buff up is gonna be pretty big. When the Carnage? A little stuck here. A little stuck. We'll go with the Carnage. Marius is quite nasty. I think we might remove his Donatello, actually. Lots of Lightning Cage. He's going to try Polymorph us, annoying. Or stun us. If we don't lock out his Marius, it's a really big problem. I'm actually going to remove Donatello. You know what? I should have picked Ilil, and I should have removed Donatello. I should have picked Ilil and banned Donatello, and then we could have one-shot Marius with Ilil, because we have enough buffs, I think, to push his turn meter up, and then we would have been okay. But I'm quite worried that Marius is just going to murder me. Yeah, and we can't use Lazarius A3 because the Marius counterattacks are too strong. Pretty much. Well, I mean, we could try it. He's kind of slow. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. Try remove Stone Skins. We removed a few. The block buffs on him is quite nice as well. Predator could dodge this. Nope, didn't. But we reflected a stun because Wand of Submission is fun and fair. Good news here. Oh, we dodged that one. Okay, this is great because we can actually come in and do this. Beautiful. Couldn't have done it without Kurosa. she's just sort of there for the memes. I mean, let's just nuke them, right? Here we go. She's got block debuffs, so she couldn't get feared. Bang. Mediocre damage. Couldn't have done it without her. Irreplaceable. Yeah, I don't know. There've been a couple of fights where the Unkillable buff in her base form's been quite useful. Like I said, her base form's not terrible. It just doesn't quite work though. Doesn't quite work. I really feel like, yeah, well, we'll see. I really feel like this champ though, she needs, I think, a bit of a buff, to be honest. But let me know your thoughts. We got a couple of fights here, but like you're seeing these fights, let me know what you think about her. Obviously, I'm doing what I can with whatever champions I have. I think this is a good fight actually for Mr. Gallius. Let's throw in Mr. Gallius. And we'll throw in my Lazarius. My Lazarius just has really good gear. He is held back quite a bit, like I said, by not having 6-star. That 20 speed missing just sucks, really, but what can you do? Be a really solid fight for Predator as well, to be honest. Not a bad fight for Noelle either. Could resist this stuff. Unpolymorph someone if they're shept. Shept is the plural of sheep, or the past tense of sheep. I don't know. Noelle could be quite nice. Let's see what he's going to pick. We've thrown him for a loop. Got the Neve, but surprise motherfucker, we've got Gallius. Ooh. Sucks to be you. Sifi's a decent pick as well. He'll be low on damage if he bans the Gallius, but it's fine. I guess if we pick Noelle, we're equally low on damage, aren't we? All right, he doesn't have all that strong stuff. So he's going to ban Fabian. Yeah, I actually quite like the Noelle here, to be honest. Quite decent. Protect us from the sheeps. Freeze him if he tries to revive. I think it's quite good. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a shot. Probably want to ban Marius. You can just remove our buffs and kill us. Quite annoying. She's quite annoying. They're all quite annoying. Get rid of that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so he's banned that. All right, that's fine. Throw Noelle in the lead. See what happens, right? Let's see what happens. How fast is he? Pretty fast. Might as well just try remove his buffs. Removed. Not many, unfortunately. Block buffs on her is good. I think she can remove it, though. We haven't locked her out. He's got an A3. Yeah, no wand on him, I'm afraid. Remove the buffs there. Oh, he's back alive. Did he just get an extra turn? Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Freeze them. Not really sure what to do here. Increase speed. If we put up the Unkillable, I don't remember what the Cheshire Cat can do. I don't know if he can hit through it. So that's good. No, he can't. Good. Oh shit, he still has his A2. He didn't stun almost anyone. He hasn't another turn anyway, and he's killed her. All right. Not sure exactly what happened there, but whatever. They're still unkillable, so this cat might start running over me a little bit. Okay. Get more block buffs on her. Push her turn meter back. He's gonna A1. She's just dead again. Like, bro. I don't know what her cooldowns are like. I think she might have her cooldown. I think, did he use his all? I've not paid attention at all, sorry. I'm not sure. This might trigger the cat. Oh, son of a bitch, he did. Well, we can freeze the cat. Go, Noelle, go. Kill him off. Beautiful. Lock them out. She can metamorph. Actually, this should be interesting. Her A1. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, he didn't have Veil, so we were fine. Oh, God, that was terrifying, though. Might we hit? We did. Oh, did we just lose? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch! I wanted to see her A1 splash damage, and it was shit. Oh, man. I thought that A1 was going to kill that cat. I genuinely thought that A1 splash was going to kill the cat. I should have done her other moves, huh? Should have done the other moves. Kurosa, done it again. She's done it again, boys. Sort of my fault. To be fair, sort of my fault. We had that one in the bag, really, until we didn't. Oh, crap, bro. And he got the counter attacks as well. It's rough. That's right. Well, no, I mean, everyone worked well. The Kurosa, again, her unkillable buff was quite useful. And then, again, just the threat of wand, making it so we can't use her thing properly. Oh, he's taken away my... How rude. This might be a fun place to try our base. I haven't tried her yet. Could be fun. Boost us up and stuff. I don't know. She's sort of boosting as well. We could just go with Sifi. I don't know. A bit risky. We could just grab Armans. Is fine as well. Grab some control. I'm gonna go. Let's go with Armans. I don't know, man. Again, we gotta really be worried. This Fabian thing, it's great, but because I don't have him in Stone Skin, it just like you start fights and then this blessing just makes Marius like again. Once people start getting those, oh shit, that's scary. All right. Could throw him in. He's pretty good here. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, bro. I just need to ban her. Ray. Ban Fabian. All right. We still have crowd control. We should be faster than him. We can polymorph something. Hopefully it works. Hope it works. I think Kurosa should be pretty good against Siegfried. Like, she can force him to attack her if he weak hits. Like, he should be kind of annoying for him to deal with. Oh, this is good. Good, we stunned him. Excellent. I'm going to just polymorph that guy. Excellent. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. She can cleanse them, but I don't mind too much. She doesn't have polymorph or anything, so yes, we can do that. I guess we put this on. He can remove it is the issue, but only if he gets a turn. He can actually stay unkillable. Let's just nuke them. Trigger his thing. It's fine. Still provoked, actually. Good, good, good. That increases cooldowns, make life a bit easier for us. You can just spread that around. Beautiful. And Kurosa can kill. Kurosa can kill. Didn't get feared. Here we go, boys. 68,000 damage. Massive damage. Couldn't have done it without her. 8, we're 5. 5 out of 9. Could really be 6 out of 9, but I really fucked up that fight. That one with her Kurosa A1. It's just, God, shitting myself every time. Right, last fight. Can Kurosa pull it together for the last fight? Will she end it 50% win rate? Or will she be 60%? I usually am like 70%-ish. What will Kurosa be? Go like this. She has a wand, so she's pretty alright there. We'll probably just drop in a Hegemon or a Calvalax on top of these two speedy boys. Okay. Go Hegemon. Let's go Calvalax. I guess he's gonna go Ancora. Go Eilil. Eilil's a bit risky, actually. Probably want somebody with a... we throw in the nice? The Predator? He's probably gonna outspeed them. The issue is if they're in Stone Skin, right? He has a wand at least, which is pretty useful. Yeah, we'll just go with the Carnage. I think Carnage, again, he's in lovely synergy with Kurosa because she's providing Unkillable, which he loves. She's providing increased attack, which he loves. He is also kind of squishy, so if he dies, it's... Well, again, it's sort of... It pushes her towards her Metamorph, but it makes it more unlikely that she'll make it to her Metamorph. Quite weird that way, isn't it? We probably get rid of just the Fabian. Locking us out is quite annoying. He's also annoying. Actually, I'm going to get rid of Armand's. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I chose poorly because he will lock out Marius. Marius just... he's smart. He's got Lightning Kate. He doesn't have temporal chains. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. He doesn't have Stone Skin, though. We're good. I was gonna say, actually, I should have known he would. That's a... Whoa! He's really fast. Okay, well, Kurosa, can you carry it? You're bloody hell, you're gonna need to. You're gonna need to. This is where she could actually work. She's protected her Stone Skin. That's beautiful. That's good. I mean, we might as well just go nuking, right? Oh, we didn't quite kill him. That's unfortunate. Killed him. Okay, Kurosa. The moment of truth. Let's fucking go, right? Buff up. Son of a bitch! Fucking truth here. 50-50. Fucking Kurosa. You fucking trash. Fucking trash. Mythical. And there we go. 5 out of 5. There we are. Would we have won these without Kurosa? We might have lost some of them. But I think there was a pretty decent chance we would have won. A lot of them. So yeah, Kurosa. What's my review of Kurosa? Champion is, for a mythical, absolutely fucking terrible. Um, but again, like, I think it's a problem that we've seen with, as I said, it's a problem we've seen with Fjorad. It's a problem we've seen with Sir Nicholas. They're designing these characters to be, you know, and giving them these abilities, clearly anticipating that they're really useful, and then Wand of Submission just fucks you in the ass over and over again. And it's like, are we kind of, like, I basically what's gonna happen is they're never gonna, like, they never nerf polymorph. Well, they nerfed it once. They didn't nerf it enough. They just left polymorph as a problem. And then they brought in the wand to counter polymorph. And now wand is so OP, it's breaking a whole bunch of other shit. They're not going to nerf the wand. What they're going to do is they're going to come in like a few months and they'll bring in like some new anti-wand thing. And then that anti-wand thing is going to break a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's just going to be a cycle of broken shit. But yeah, Kurosa, is she any good? She's almost good. But her two forms just do not go together. Her alternate form holds back her base form so much, it's not even funny, because she has the core of a good support here, but she's held back by needing to build damage stats and damage sets, and she just ends up dying constantly. Her alternate form, on the other hand, if this increased crit rate buff is trash, the True Fear ends up fucking her in the ass, at least 50-50. I don't know about you, but I think a damage dealer that 50-50, whether or not they even attack or just their move doesn't happen, is fucking terrible. It's useless. So this sucks. This move is okay, but yeah, she also needs people to be dead. It just doesn't make sense. And like, I don't know, like, you know, if she gave herself unkillable, but her allies didn't give it to her allies, so they could actually die, but she couldn't. Like, you know, if she gave herself unkillable and her allies fortify, it would make a bit more sense. Like, she's making them harder to kill, but she definitely can't die. And then she metamorphs. Like, that would make more sense. But no, I don't. She's just, yeah. So she's quite decent as support. I think worst case scenario for your account, you could just build her. You know, build her 9-piece protection so her buffs are protected, and she's an okay support in her base form. You do need to book her to get the cooldowns down, though. Is it worth your mythical books? I just don't know. And she's not insane. She's like a decent replacement for Duchess, but lacks the revive, and like decent alternative to Galathea or Theodosia, but again lacks the revive. She's like a really, really good reviver without a revive, pretty much in her base form, and then crippled by needing to build attack and having the alternate form thing. Her alternate form is just rough, man. It's rough. It's just really underwhelming for what it is. I am going to switch her. So I've got, actually on my chicken, I do have this Coronet of Gloom. Gives you crit damage, good gem slots, but gives you block damage whenever, a chance for block damage when a single ally dies, or block damage when everyone dies. That's actually perfect for Kurosa. I think she still has all those same problems though, but... And I think needing a specific mythical relic to try to enable her playstyle, to actually keep her alive, her own kit should do that. Needing a mythical relic to fix your kit is not good. But I think that relic will actually go really well on her, so I'll probably use her some more with that. But yeah, I think she can be helpful for a newer player, but endgame, as you saw, I think she straight up lost us a few of the fights. Like, we just... She might have... She maybe won us one or two. The Unkillable buff maybe won one or two fights. Then she straight up lost us a couple of fights. And I mean, yeah, like if I had just been picking Nice instead, I mean, these are top end, but to be fair, that's where I'm at. Like if I'd been picking Nice or Predator instead of her, or Empress, I would have been winning a lot more than I did with her. I think she actually was actively holding us back because of her limitations. So yeah, I have to give her a pretty brutal review. I just don't think her two forms synergize well together at all. I think they kind of do opposite things. I think it made sense when she was a boss because she had so many stats. Her stats are so high, so much health, defense, attack, and speed as a boss. I think it made sense. But I think as a character, it doesn't make sense. And she's actually really limited and not very good. That is my thoughts on Kurosa. Let me know what you think, though, having watched it. Yeah, I mean, what am I going to use her for? Like, I genuinely think I should just build her as a support and put that damage gear on somebody else. It's genuinely. Is there a point? And again, this is like a week's worth of Chimera to even move this thing. Got 41. I'm actually rich right now. This is more than I usually have. Is it worth even moving this over onto her and keeping this gear on her versus getting it on somebody else? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of competition, right, for champions who could use this instead. So it's hard to know. Anyway, that's Kurosa. I think she clearly needs a buff, a rework. The developers need to cop the fuck on with Wand of Submission, but they're not gonna. Let's be real. They're just gonna sell a solution. I think the player base, it's not just the developers, to be fair. I think the player base also are so butthurt about nerfs sometimes that holds them back as well, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, she's got this champion has huge problems. Unfortunately, I have to stand by what I said at the start. Her kit is almost good, but is unfortunately actually, compared to other mythicals, really terrible. Compared to legendaries, pretty good. Compared to mythicals, really terrible. There you go. That's Kurosa the Covetous. So yeah, was I lucky to get her and lucky to get a 6-star soul for her? Not particularly. She's not very useful. I will say, compared to Frolny doesn't even make it into Faction Wars anymore. At least she does. She's in my Faction Wars team. So she's got that over Frolny. And then I got my guaranteed 6-star Carnage from Curse City. So they're my 2 other 6-star mythicals. Aren't they lovely? Lucky me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.